As a result of a 1945 fighter design competition, the U.S. Navy received a unique design in the form of the Vought F7U Cutlass. It was developed in part on aerodynamic research from German businesses who produced the Nazi aircraft of World War II. At the close of the Cold War, the groundbreaking Cutlass, which debuted in 1954, was a leap into the future and perfect for hauling fighter bombers. Unfortunately, the Cutlass was beset by handling and mechanical problems, which resulted in more than 25% of manufactured planes being destroyed in accidents. The Navy asked for a proposal in 1945 for a fighter that would be based on a carrier and be able to fly at Mach 1 speed and 40,000 feet. Commencing work on this project earlier, aviation company Vought was well known for creating aircraft that could be carried aboard a carrier. Among the crew was Waldemar Voigt, a former senior designer for Messerschmitt AG. Many of the Nazi fighter planes that terrorized the Pacific and European theaters of World War II were designed by Voigt. In the 1940s, the German aviation industry had a solid technological foundation in designing wind-design aircraft. The single-seat high-altitude interceptor and turbojet fighter, the Messerschmitt P-1110 and P-1112, were two of the experimental prototypes that German aircraft designer Voigt oversaw for the Luftwaffe. After the war, he relocated to America and began working with Vought, who appointed Rex Beisel as the project's principal designer. In his final endeavor before retiring, Beisel created the F4U Corsair and the TS-1. The Cutlass was a jet with twin tail fins positioned on its wings, swept wings, and a forward-playing cockpit to improve vision when landing on a carrier. The pilot seat was raised 14 feet into the air, using the innovative nose-landing gear struts, and it lacked a tail. The jet's hydraulic pitch and roll controls gave the pilot artificial input to simulate aerodynamic forces. It had 4 20mm guns for defense, 4 AAMs, 2 Sparrow missiles, and the capacity to load 2 2,000-pound bombs. Prototype number V, F7U, replaced V-346 when the Navy called for bids. On September 29, 1948, pilot J. Robert Baker performed the first flight in the F7U Cutlass, a prototype of the F7U. After testing the aircraft to a maximum speed of 625 miles per hour, a purchase order for 14 units was made, suggesting that the F7U Cutlass may pose a danger in air-to-air combat. Throughout manufacturing, the Cutlass, a tactical and adaptable aircraft, encountered performance issues. After the Navy made a request for more powerful engines, a third type with Westinghouse J46WE8V turbojets was developed. Built 288 airplanes were assigned to 13 U.S. Navy units. The jet's turbojet engine produced insufficient power, which resulted in catastrophic carrier takeoff and landing outcomes, as well as flameouts during wet days. The first Cutlass aircraft were delivered to Fighter Squadron 81 in April 1954, and the planes were also used by other striking units. Nevertheless, a number of mishaps resulted from the majority being hit close to shore because of operational issues. Fighter aircraft, the Cutlass, was criticized and called names like Widowmaker and Eliminator. A F-7U crashed into a ramp on July 14, 1955, while it was in flight and burst into the Pacific Ocean. Lieutenant Commander J.L. Kiar, the